Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries. Today, again, thank you for joining me as always. Today was previewed as something pretty bombastic about, let's just say, a trick assigned to my caseload. This is before my marriage and then after my marriage. It's sort of a, I don't know, mini 3 or 4-parter. So let me just dive right into it so I can get through it, so I can get to you in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so we know how we previewed it, right? Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened with whom. Then I'm going to tell you essentially what happened professionally. And then I kind of am just going to go to what happened, the decision made, and what my takeaway from the whole experience was. Now, this is in the context of me being a social worker years later in the mid-90s with my husband. And then it also has to do with much earlier, or so, not really. I mean, that lost year that we talk about was what? A year? A year or and a half before I met my husband? Okay. That, me running with the wolves alone. That's what I mean when I say that, kind of. So I'm in a bathhouse called the Hollywood Spa, and this is a notorious place. Years ago, it used to be a huge Italian restaurant, and it turned into Plato's Retreat, which was a straight bathhouse, actually sex club for couples, although women weren't allowed in. You had to be with a man, of course. And then once that shut down, it was very like a flickering moment in the late 70s when it was Plato's Retreat. Then it became the Hollywood Spa. Hollywood Spa, I met the owner, of course, in a towel, me. And they'd had it for years and years and years, and then it ended up having to be shut down. But again, like I said, years and years and years. So I was not like a bathhouse person, frequenter, but again, this last year I was like, hell-bent on all bait. And this was one of them for me, bait. So I went to the Hollywood Spa. I really hadn't been there much before, during, or since, but this was one of those times. So I meet this guy, really super cute guy, kind of like Greek looking, but shorter and just funny and cute. And so you would think that we would trick, right, when we met. But what ended up happening was we just sort of like grooved and riffed off of each other. And I don't want to say made fun of all the patrons, but he and I didn't trick, nor did we trick while we were like, riffing on the customers here and there, like where you look at the cascading balcony of the Hollywood Spa, and then everything else. And then this went on, I don't know, for like 3 or more hours. And then it ended. I don't think either one of us did anything because we just, I don't know, it ended up being like sort of a play date. So, but there was lust. I mean, I don't know, maybe we groped each other at first or something like that. Oh, that's okay on YouTube. But stuff like that. No kissing, but just sort of like very kind of like skinny, flirtatiously. Alexis, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But just like, playfully sensual. But then it became this other thing, right? But like I said, went on for hours. And I don't know, neither one of us really did anything, of course, with each other or anyone else. So this memory fades into nothing. So now I'm a social worker of sorts. I'm not licensed. You guys have any kind of master's degree or anything like that. So I'm not like, when I say clinical, that's just hours I put in it